What percentage of your portfolio is cash right now, or cash equivalents, or stable coins, at least asset-backed stable coins?
Yeah, a good bit. Right now, we're probably over 40 to 50% right now of that. And I think that really what people have to understand is this has been a pretty big change for me personally in the way that I look at the crypto markets. In previous cycles, I was all about let's get every single dollar we can get into. I've been much more patient this time. And we've really learned, like, look, you got to trust what you know to be true. And I think if you go back to last year, everybody thought Bitcoin was going to 100K. Everybody. Totally logical. You look at the rainbow chart, you look at the stock to flow chart, you looked at crypto influencers who are basing a lot of their information on those two charts. It was totally realistic to believe in 100K. It didn't happen. So what happened there is that I said we were going to have a bear market this year. I actually said the top of the crypto market, I said this 2.5 years ago, the top of the crypto market would be in between Halloween and Thanksgiving in 2021. We nailed it. But you know what I didn't do? Take my own advice. I was still focused on that 100K, even though I shouldn't have been. I should have said, okay, we're right in this range. We just hit a new all-time high. It's retraced pretty big. Let's clear out a bunch of positions. And we didn't do it. And then I said, okay, well, if it goes below 38, we're going to sell out of everything. And then it went below 38. I got nervous. I didn't do it. And really what I've learned through the last cycle, especially being responsible for so many people in crypto and their education and things like that, is that I got to trust what I say a lot more. I got to trust what I believe because it's based on data. It's based on research. What happened is last year, I was basing it more on the feelings. You got to get rid of your feelings in crypto, in markets and trading in general. And so this cycle on this bear market, look, I believe I know when it's going to bottom. It's going to bottom end of November, beginning of December, certainly within a range of error where it could happen now, it could happen through January. But when we see prices go down during that time period, we're going to trust it. We're going to allocate our capital. We haven't got there yet. So when we get there, we're going to allocate our capital. And if it bounces before that, then so be it. During the last cycle, we didn't trust ourselves enough. This cycle, we've learned we got to trust ourselves more on what we know to be true. And this is why it's so important for people to do their own research and make a plan and implement it. And one kind of cool thing that I think we're going to be doing, right? Not for 100%, but I've been in touch with somebody who's doing actually they have a software that will create an exit plan for you, and then people can follow it. So that's one thing we're going to be doing in the next market is we're going to be creating an exit plan well ahead of time. And we're going to follow that exit plan, and then people are going to be able to follow along and track that exit plan as well. So I think that's going to be something kind of cool that we're going to do to kind of hold us accountable, because in the moment, it's so freaking hard to do. In the moment, your feelings are so overwhelmingly bullish or bearish, it's hard to make the right decisions. And look, I'm an emotional guy. You know, I'm an emotional guy. I tend to really wear my heart on my sleeve. And I think that, people that watch the channel, they know that very well. And I think that is a big, that cripples me in the crypto market. And so I'm really trying to get away from that, do what we know works, create our own plan and stick to it.
Well, look, this is an important teaching moment and learning moment for anybody watching, whether you're new to crypto or have been in crypto for a long time, because Ben's being really honest, and I will say I've made the same mistakes in crypto. It's like we should know better, right? We've been in this long enough. We know what stop loss orders are. We know how to average in and out of positions. We know to hold cash. We know to do this, and still, oftentimes we don't follow our own advice. And This is what markets do to you. And I always tell my students, the minute after you place a trade, you now have an emotional relationship with that trade. By definition, you're up money, you're down money, and you're already making improper decisions, which is why ideally you want to put your, as you say, exit scenario in before you put the trade on, because that's when you don't have an emotional relationship with that trade. That's when you can see clearly. Once that thing's on, you're never going to make good decisions. It's like the movie Fight Club, where Edward Norton is saying to the guys, like, untie me, I don't want to do this anymore. And they're like, yeah, you told us you'd say that, sir. And it's like, okay, that's because you already programmed them to not listen to what he's going to say, because they shouldn't trust that future version of him. And it's like, that's what you're like when you're trading crypto. And look, I was on Wall Street for 15 years. I traded stocks and bonds and commodities, every market under the sun. Nothing prepares you for crypto, because crypto is 2, 3, 4 times more volatile than anything I've ever seen in the marketplace. And so what happens is you get even more emotional about it. And you cannot think clearly or see clearly in this market. You just can't. And so you cannot trust yourself. There's that the old Greek myth where Odysseus, he's like, he's going through the Mediterranean or something, and he's like, we're gonna go by the sirens, and they're these crazy girls that they'll make you, that they sing you, and they'll make you make bad decisions, and we'll crash our ship. So he makes his sailors put wax in their ears, I think, and he says, don't listen to anything I say, because I'm gonna say, go to the sirens, and we're gonna die. So they all stick ear in their eye, and he's there, and he wants to listen to them, and he's telling them to go there, and they're just not listening. That's a bit like crypto is like sometimes. It's like you got to get the wax in the ears and stick to your game plan more than anything. So I appreciate you saying that, because Absolutely. Like you said, you get emotional and passionate. The reason we're in these markets and even talking on camera is because we are passionate, but you just can't trust yourself once you put those trades on, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely how it is, you know, and I think it's really almost like anything else in life, where, you know, you always tend to give better advice to other people than you do yourself, you know. Right. If somebody's like, you know, I'm scared of this or that, you can coach them into like, no, you can get over that fear, you can do this, you can do that. But ultimately, they got to be the one to make the decision. And then you sit back and you say, man, I should probably take that advice myself. I don't do those things. I think that's really, you know, really, really appropriate.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.